A special election was approved for Pottawattamie County. The August 1st election will ask voters to decide if there should be a change to how the County Board of Supervisors is elected. Currently, supervisors are elected by a vote across the county. Petition organizers want it to be changed so supervisors would be run by districts. Now, if the plan passes, organizers expect to have 4 Council Bluffs districts and 1 rural district. Early voting for the special election starts on July 12th, and you can now request your absentee ballot.